C, sorry about that, with gunmetal crystal edge technology screens. Now, we did this in the last place. Keep in mind to customers out there, our products are tested. When I mean by tested, if you think, I'm not trying to accuse this customer of anything, but just a mental note. If you think that you want to manipulate things to try to make the product not look good, to do a fast refund, this will not work for you, and I'll tell you why. Our products are tested, which means I have to make sure that these screens work at 100%. Now, this is not the situation with the customer I'm talking to. Very friendly, very nice fellow. He said that the screen didn't work. He had it at a 4,000 lumen projector, minus the projector we used, and our demonstration quite a lot, a Christie LW41. So I knew the product would work. We test these on 1,000 lumen projectors. This is the reason why tests are very important, because again, you can basically be able to back your products. You can't back your products if you're not testing. And the reason why I say this, because there are products out there on the market that are not fully tested, not even tested at all, period. And there is no way in the world for them to ever be to troubleshoot a problem or basically back a product, because they don't know what the product will do because there's no testing. This is why we have tons of test demonstrations at 1,000 lumens. We have this inside, we have this outside, and so forth. Sorry about bumping the stand. So, right here we're using our 1,000 lumen projector. This is what we use. This is my Sony DPL CS4 projector at 1,000 lumens, 720p. See my distance throw, see the size of my screen, see how close my screen hits with how the light we have in the environment. I know this stuff because I was blessed to engineer it. That's why I know it. And the reason why I can do this demonstration live is because we test this stuff on 1,000 lumen projectors. We don't just typecast it on the same projector over and over again. And when you do this and you typecast it, you don't know the reaction of how it's going to be at somebody else's projector if it drops a little lower. On top of that, you can't even design a proper specification sheet. Mind you, I've seen paints out there and specification sheets that claim their products can operate at a minimum of 22 to 2,000. Our black technology can pick up at 1,000 lumens. Our free giveaway gray screen paints that we give away can pick up at 1,000 lumens easily. So again, they don't know because they're second guessing it. But as what I can see from the screen, it's not having any issues. It's picking up quite nicely on our 1,000 lumen projector. Wherever I'll be close to about, we're not 21 feet back because the screen extends out from where the wall is at. But this is a very nice customer, not a disgruntled customer, very nice customer, calls me up, talks to me on the phone. I like those customers. We had a customer yesterday who decided not to call me up at all, period, and decided to put a false complaint against my product and lost. Because, you know why? I told you 1,000 times, but I'll tell you 1,000 times again. PayPal will go through your website. You know what our website looks like? It's insane in there. There is so many videos, so much information. Even the shopping carts alone, no one compared to our shopping carts. There's links on 1,000 lumens, there's links on Ultra Short Though, on Versus, on Certified, all that's in a shopping cart. And there's tons of information. So when you say not as described, I have over 8,000 video demonstrations on YouTube. I have done about every kind of test you can possibly think of. Well, not yet. The new 2024s have to go against TVs. That's going to be fun. So we do our testing. Get one of these gray paints out here and someone makes a complaint. Hey, I'm filing a complaint because it matches gray paint. How the heck do you get around that one? You can't, because you never did test. So you lose that one automatically from the door. Us? No. We literally have a row of black versus black under our shopping cart, and that's something they noticed too. When they were under the shopping cart, they came back and said, gee whiz, that site has more than enough information. Yeah, we're like Wikipedia in that place, in our page. We got about, I'd say about 15, 16, maybe 15, 16, I'm not sure, maybe a little more, I don't know, more or less, of black on black demonstrations under the shopping cart on display. So I told you at the end of the day, PayPal will go through your website. The first thing they asked me, what's your web address? I gave it to them. They went through. The guy came back and was like, gee whiz Louise. There's a ton of information. Yeah, there is a ton of information. A lot of work. All our websites are designed that way. Everybody else's website, just a bunch of words, a few pictures. That's it. Some people are lying in specifications. They can't even back specifications up because there's no videos on back up the specifications. If someone were to buy that paint, the other one, and they would say, hey, look, what gain am I painting in? Because you have a range gain on this. So which gain am I painting in? Am I painting in an 8 or an 8.8, 8.85 or whatever it was? He said, which one am I painting in? What could he possibly say to answer that question from a customer? So how do I get that particular one? Because I want the higher one. Everybody wants a higher gain. Who doesn't want a higher gain? So how do I get that one? Can you show me a video and proof how do I get that one? How do you get around that? You can't, because it's virtually impossible. Anyone reading that with any common sense would pick that up and go, oh, no, this is fake. There's no way in the world that's possible. And they will call you out on it. I'm not the only one. It's like somebody saying, hey, you buy this car, and if you go past 60 miles an hour, this thing turns red. Really? Yeah, that's pretty much the same scenario. No, can't put that stuff in there. $4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
So I'm pretty sure a 4,000 lumen projector picked up with no problem. 1,000 lumen can read. So I know a 4,000 picked up. Like I said, customer's a fantastic person. I'm gonna do some little extra for him, but other than that, there's nothing wrong with the screen at all, perfectly. Nothing wrong with it. But like I said, the customer sent us back, very nice person, very respectful, but I don't include him in when I say we have some disruptive customers. We do, but he's not one of them. Communications is good. That's a good customer. Customer who does not communicate and files a complaint, you will lose your claim automatically, and I will not help you in the process. That's what we went through with people who were buying our products and had knockoff projectors. Literally buy the product, all the information is right there, done videos on it, and they'll buy that product because they think their projector at the end of the day is this, that, and the other, and we're like, no, it's not. It's a piece of crap. Don't buy it. Don't go near it. As a matter of fact, there was a customer of me buying an IWA projector, and he wanted to use our products. We can't sell it to you because you own that projector. It won't work. There's no point. So they won't buy their projectors due to the fact that we don't support them. I can see the email coming out from their company. It's like, can you? No, I would not dare. It's a waste of my time. But we can't use it. So basically, I advise them not to buy the projector because you can't use the screen paint. Now, if it needs a little more power, we only do this. This is a business person at the end of the day we're conducting business with. We'll send them down an activator. Yeah, we make activators. We just don't tell you everything that we make. I make activators for when I'm doing stuff online with companies and I'm working with this and working with that. They might want something a little extra. We can do that. Might even customize everything we design. So, yeah, we can make activators for certain special occasions. All right. That's pretty much basically about it. Let's go pop it over to the 4. Yeah. I think we're running PC for the 4. This is running off. Oh, yeah, we were. got two of them hooked up here. Well, you know, like I said, he's a good person, nice person. Talked to him a couple times on the phone. Cool dude. I like him. I like his energy. And we'll do something for him. But other than that, screen's working perfectly fine. But yeah, those knockoff projectors, I hate those things so much. It's not even funny how much I hate a knockoff projector. Their things are trash. Even in their freaking 3,000, 5,000 range, they're trash. I wouldn't touch those things with a 10-foot pole. Couldn't pay me enough money to go near those things. I mean, literally, they could sit there and go, Mr. Burr, you can endorse this. I'm not endorsing that. There's no way in the world I would ever endorse that. Not in a million years. Give me a real projector, I'll endorse that. We'll never endorse a knockoff ever. Them things are so fake, it's not even funny. I don't even know how people get duped into buying those. Well, I guess if you're buying a projector for the first time, I can see about that. But if you know about projectors and you own one of them, that's a crying shame. That is a crying shame. That's like that fellow named Phantom HD. Yeah, this guy was bragging about the VIII projector. Oh my goodness. Don't come on YouTube and not do your research, because I do my research. That VIII is trash. I got freaking a screenshot from basically having a conversation when those projectors first came out. Because I said I saw it on Kickstarter. And I'm like, nope, none of that's possible. It's not going to happen. First minute they're talking about compressing 4K. That's not going to happen. Look, people, those of you who really sit there and believe that you're getting a 4K and 1080p projector all in one, it's not happening. You have 1080p. That's what you have. A 1080p base projector. That's what you have. Anytime you see compressing, your base is 1080p. Because the first thing you got to ask them is, okay, if it's compressing, what's the base? What's the platform that is what it is compressing on? And they'll tell you it's 1080p. Then guess what you got? You bought a 1080p projector. That's what you purchased. If you buy 4K, guess what a 4K platform is? It's 4K. It's native 4K. It will always be 4K. And you know when you find out if your projector's not 4K, hook up a 4K audio receiver and see what happens. If you're picking up 4K audio, guess what? It's going to come out perfect. If you're not, you're going to get a little slight echo delay because it's not picking up 4K from the projector. It's picking up 1080p. You'll find out the hard way. 4K receivers are very expensive. All right, let's switch over to, and I've had this conversation about this projectors. Let me see. I forget what we're doing here. Let me go over to my mouse real quick, because we're on the PC on that one. All right, here we go. Let's see. I like this screen. This is nice because, you know, then I don't have to paint the wall. I should have did this instead of painting the wall, but I don't need the wall paint anyway. Take that with there. Take that with there. Right there. Sorry about that, people. There we go. But yeah, getting back to my gripe with the whole freaking rip-off projectors. They're not 5,000 lumens. When they first came out, those things boast that they're 5,000. They're nowhere near 5,000 lumens. You have any idea how bright a 5,000 lumen projector would look bouncing off a white surface? You would have so much light reflecting in the environment. Literally, you would not have to use lights in that environment. That's how much light will reflect off a white surface. They don't pick up on gunmetal. Have you ever seen any one of those projectors used on a high-performance gunmetal screen in any demonstration? Never. Guess what? Because they can't read on dark screens. They only pick up on white screens and light gray screens. And the guy called himself Phantom HD was this YouTuber who raved about the VIII projector, and that projector was trash. When I got done with basically, I explained to people at the end of the day, just mind your own business, because this is not going to go well for you. And of course, he wrote the check, and I went and cashed it for him. When I got done with that channel, again, I don't think he brings that projector up anymore. That projector is not 5,000. It's actually 1,800. As a matter of fact, when it first came out, they were claiming to be, I think it was 6, something like that. But Epson took them to court and sued them, and they lost because they were lying about specifications on the projector. Another thing I noticed on the projector, he did a side-by-side to a white screen. You couldn't tell one from the other. If you literally couldn't tell one from the other. And mind you, they make their own projection screens. So 120 inches is $1,000. 100 inches somewhere between 7 to 8. You just paid $800 for a screen that literally matched a $69 eBay motorized screen. That's pathetic. And it even matched the gray wall behind it. Even worse. Even worse. That was crazy. I posted that up on my forum site, and also got a blog coming up. We posted it over on Facebook, and people were just in there laughing their heads off. Like, okay. Yeah, now, it's for people who don't know, that are buying for the first time, it's not about you. You're good because you're first time buying. It's a shame that you have to run into that kind of nonsense. It really is. And it's a shame that people who promote those projectors and people who based on YouTube who promote those projectors, it's a shame that they really don't do the homework. They're just taking the money. Because if they weren't taking the money, then they would have realized it would have matched the white screen, and that thing would have been put on blast a long time ago, but it wasn't. Just like the whole Kickstarter with the JM Go. I sat right down in the room and said, it's garbage. Everybody came in the room, ranting and carrying at me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just that and the other. It's a 4K projector, blah, blah, blah. What happened? What happened in that incident? I went right to their site, had a conversation with them. What information did I come back with? They stated it's a 1080p projector. I told you it was a 1080p projector. Did they explain that in the Kickstarter program? Nope. Did they do it in the promo? Nope. But guess what? Mr. Bird got it. He got that information right out of him. Because you know why? Because I knew what I was talking about when I was having a conversation with them. They want the kind of customer that's going to be all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. That's what they want. Someone they can easily manipulate. They don't want a person who knows what they're talking about, because it's a person they can't make a sale to. This is a person who's going to be a problem for them, and they have to get rid of them, which they did. Because in the middle of a live stream, a little hiccup popped up, and the entire page that I was talking to disappeared. My whole column went gone. So yeah, that GM Go whatever projector is 1080p, not 4K. And every single demonstration I watched underneath that, people were talking about how bright the projector was sitting in ambient light controlled environments. Yeah, money well spent. Could have went out and got yourself a ViewSonic. ViewSonic was the same price, and it was 4K. ViewSonics are 4K. Yep, you'll never see that pixel shifting on a high-end projector. Let's go over here and let's grab ourselves something else. Yeah, so that's why I tell people to stay away from them. We can't support them. We don't work with them. Oh, kitty cats, stop. Oh, kitty cats, meows. All about your meows. Because what it is, oh, it's a commercial. I can just skip over that. I need to go through all of that. What it is that people get those projectors. Most likely they're going to have a 4,000 to 1 contrast, which isn't crap. You know, 4,000 is nothing. So you get a 4,000 to 1. Look at it. He's down there doing, he's fighting with his fish today. They must have had an argument. Anyway, 4,000 to 1 is crap. You get 4,000 to 1 with older projectors. I know because I deal with a lot of older projectors. You should be somewhere in the range of over 20,000 to 1 contrast. We over that. Spending that kind of money at the end of the day. So they give you 4,000 to 1, and then they give you a gray screen. What kind of contrast are you going to get off a gray screen with a projector with 4,000 to 1? You get nothing. You're getting nothing. And that's why when I was watching the IWA, no disrespect to the name, when I was watching their demonstration, and the guy was talking about how the lights at 21 feet were plaguing the screen. I was like, well, gee whiz, if you're worrying about 21 feet, what happens when you're dealing with a ceiling that's 8.5 feet tall, which is the average ceiling, or maybe 9? That's going to be a problem, isn't it? Be dimming some lights in that environment. And then the booth that they had, I was talking to a customer who was actually going to be buying that projector. I said, if you look at the booth of 150-inch screen is a little higher up near the light. So they had that in a special booth. They had a little ceiling and curtains on the side and all that stuff. And the image still wasn't that great because he talked about how they had to upgrade firmware on it to get the image quality to pick up, but it still looked like crap. Contrast wasn't even there. And mind, the projector they had in that one, I think was $5,500. That screen is somewhere, that's almost all together, I think around 25,000 at the most altogether with that little setup right there. The other projectors, other screens they had at 100 to 120, one was sitting in a booth, and you can literally see outside of the hallway, where the hallway was well lit, but the booth was dark because you couldn't even make out the side of the projector. but they said it was a well-lit environment. Gee, with people who make these screens, what do you consider to be well-lit? Because the everyday person is not going to sit in that environment. They're just going to sit there and put in your specifications. It must be in an ambient controlled environment. And guess where you're going to be sitting at with your projector, just like everybody else on YouTube in the dark. And the one fellow who does the demonstration with the window open on one side, I had a conversation with him on Facebook. I talked with him. And we talked back and forth. And I explained to him, look, man, your videos, I mean, a little nice setup and all, but no, your videos aren't working. You have an open window, one open window. That is nothing. What if I have more windows in my environment? Then what? Say I got 6 windows in there. Then what? Or 5, then what? I'm going to shut all those windows and just open one window so it'll work? Doesn't make any sense. He says, well, sir, you don't understand. Oh, please don't say that word. Ambient light rejection technology. Showed him my demonstration at 126 sitting in a bay of windows and another screen at 150 inch, 180 inch outside. That conversation ended quickly. Well, you know, that's why y'all got to do your research. People went out and saw that Kickstarter program or that JM Geo projector or JM Go, I think it's what it's called. When I bought that thing, came back, and these are the same people that will contact and say, look, because you're going to be on a gray screen, I mean a gray or white screen. We know what's going to happen. You stick that in a fully lit environment, you're not seeing anything. Your color, all that's going to wash out. You will notice this. You're going to have to be in the dark with a projector claiming to be able to replace a TV. You're not going to be happy about it. And you're going to contact me because you're going to see Mr. Bird up here with a $60 NEC projector at 140 inches displaying in a fully lit environment, and all my colors are popping. And you want the same thing. The problem is we can't help you because you own that projector. That's why I advise people, if you got the receipts, take it back. If not, we can show you how to go to eBay, get something for much cheaper. You know, the mind trip, when you're sitting there with a projector, you just paid $3,700 for it. And you can't get that thing to work on your screen. It looks horrible. And then you come to us and we point you out to a projector that costs you $200 on our technology, and now you're in a fully lit environment and you're seeing things you never saw before. That hurts at the end of the day. You can get your money back. It's called small claims court. That's what it's called. That's where you take them. That's enough for, I would, 3,000, yeah, you definitely take my small claims court. Get your money back. They don't refuse to give it back or whatever nonsense. You could do that at the end of the day. Hopefully they don't have any kind of policy that pops up that you agree to on terms and conditions, and then you're really screwed at the end of the day, but hopefully not. Meanwhile, he's down there fighting. He's doing battle with his fish. Don't worry, he can't jack the floor up. You're against the screen, he can't jack it up. That's what they're made to do. That's why we have him. It's a good thing we have him here because, well, he's here for other things. He's taco. But anyway, yeah. I gotta put one of these somewhere in a really high volume area for people to walk over. Oh, that's the battle cry. The battle cry. What did the fish do now? What did the fish do now? My Dominican friends, when they come over, they got a story behind him and doing battle with the fish. I would like to explain it, but we can't. We have people that are weird at the end of the day. I guarantee you right now, and a lot of you not, we got trolls in the channel right now. We know y'all in here. We definitely know you're in here. You know why we know you're in here? Because the comments that we get back on messaging, the only way you would know about that is you would have to be in a live stream to see it. We already know this already. We know you guys are in here. I don't go to y'all's because what's the point of being in there for what? It's the same thing every day. I'm going in there, waste my time. I'm too busy being here anyway. But we know you guys are in here. All right, let me see. Check what else is pulling up, nice and bright. There we go with that. That's good. So we're seeing this white levels there and there. That's good. All right. Oh yeah, we know you're in here. We definitely know that. There's certain things and keywords I say that basically when I there's certain keywords that I say And when I say certain keywords, they will bring these keywords up when they try to, I guess, to insult us. I guess that's what it's called. And that's how we know you're in the room. So anytime I shoot a stream, they will always be in here watching. I don't know. I guess they're bored on the other channel. I'd be bored too if I'm looking at the same demonstration every day. Right now, I got to do a setup in the next room. We're taking this floor here, and I'm sticking it in the back room because there's just too much going on. There's too much clutter in here. So we're going to take this section and put it over here. All right, shoot a short video for him, send it over to him. But everything looks good. I'm going to the park today. I'm gonna get me a sandwich, go to the park, watch the ducks. I've done everything from here. But yeah, when we had customers that were going in and they were basically buying our products without calling or contacting me, that's the first two things I will ask you. Anybody customer knows. First two things I'll ask you. What's your projector? What's your screen size? I always ask that. If you tell me you have some knockoff projector, guess what? I can't sell you that product because it won't work. What's the point of me selling you something that's not going to work? It's not going to work with it. And that's the argument I literally had with a customer about screen, just like this. We're pre-coding ourselves. Sent them over the screen. It was working perfectly fine. Went into this huge rant, complained, cursed me out, and everything else under the book. All right, no problem. Bring the screen back. Bring the screen back here. Works perfectly. Did it at 1,000 lumens with 10 times more light we have in here. No problem. Works fine. Sent the screen back. Gets more curse words, carrying on, blah, 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 blah. All right, no problem. Finally broke down and told me what his projector was. I kept asking what the projector was. He kept avoiding the question. Oh, it's an 8-man projector. Man, that's why it's not working. Projector's not seeing the screen. Projector's fake. He gets mad. Oh, no, no, no. This projector is 4,800 lumens. It's for 1080p and blah, 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 blah. Okay, and this is only one customer I had to deal with this. Literally was hard-headed on this projector. No problem. Go over eBay, buy the projector, bring it here, do the unboxing, set the projector up. It was trash. It worked even worse in my area because I had 10 times more light than he had. Then took the 1,000 lumen projector and overshadowed the 4,800 lumen projector with a 1,000 projector. Was so disgusted on how crappy this projector is. Even my knockoff $95 projector was better than that thing, and that projector was also too crap. Sent him back the video, and he got mad, blocked me, and that was the end of it. I still sent him back the screen, but anyway, that projector, I threw it in the trash. That thing wasn't even working my time. I was using it for testing. It was trash. 8-man was the worst projector I've ever seen. Of any crappy knockoff, I think that would have been the worst one I've ever seen. Better with a Disney flashlight with a magnifying glass attached to it. All right, let me see. Mountains. What's going on here? We're sitting here watching log cabin builds. Oh, that's a cool bike. Gee whiz, that is freaking sick. Hold on for a minute. I gotta let this commercial run. That is freaking cool. That's freaking cool. I like that old-timey bike. I like that. That's pretty hot. That old-timey is banging. I haven't bought a bike in years. I need to go buy me a bike. That old-timey bike was banging, but I like to have the phone in the front, how they got it. I don't know, I'm kind of freaked out about that, man. I'm gonna look more into that before I say anything out of my mouth, because my main concern is, man, I break my phone, man. My phone is my freaking life at the end of the day. I do all my work on there. I got 2 of these phones and use one for work and one for basically talking to my friends. But man, if I break one of them, like, plus, I got it in an outer box. I got it in an outer box. They call it the outer box. The Gorilla Glass from cases. It probably has one of them. I'm pretty sure. It's got a sense of everything. So this is the same projector. Like I said, we advised him to buy. Hey, Tiger Boy. Hey, Taco. That would have been you right there. You were born differently? Yeah, that definitely been you. We never would have been friends. Not ever. Oh, that is you right there a little bit. Get your tabby cat. I miss these screens. I do. These were fun screens to code for the customers. I want to go back to this. I do. We are going to come out with a. I told you the other company we're going to be doing nothing but screens over there anyway, for the glass. So we're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. Wallpaper screens. We're going to have pre-coated blackouts, walls, stuff like that. The pre-coated blackout will probably most likely be gamer screens. So most likely what they'll be. Because the Leviathan and Sugar Plum Fairy are going to have several different types of screens with them. Definitely going to do wallpaper with them. Definitely going to have wallpaper. And then they're going to have the front and rear, and then we're going to have a form of blackout soft material. That was very popular. People like that. You don't have to do any painting, just and you're done. A whale of a snail. Yeah, it's working quite nicely. But yeah, if you're buying for the first time, if you haven't bought a projector yet, that's what we advise you to contact us before you go out and you do that. Because again, I want to tell you, don't buy knockoffs. Stay away from them. I don't care what they say. Stay away from them, because if not, you're gonna be stuck in a bad situation. Sitting up there in the dark, poor color, definitely poor contrast. Definitely not using that in a fully lit environment. Hey, there's supposed to be an ambient light projection screen. They're using an IWA demonstration. IWA, I think it is. Why do they have it in a booth? I mean, it's not ambient light projection. You can't complain about lights being 21 feet if you're ambient light projection technology. Oh, gee whiz, I hope they don't make outdoor screens. That'd be a bit of a nightmare. So, yeah, this is the dedicated black Cinemax. If you want to know what paint it is, it's the only one we make, because, again, we're not making any other screen paints. Dedicated black Cinemax is our last. We have already been setting our eyes on physical projection screens. If you saw the glass, actually, a few customers contacted us and saw the glass. They love it so much. Oh, man, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Glass is gorgeous. But anyway, yeah. We're only going to be using that thing to match for TVs. There's no point using anything else. But yeah, it's working fine. Doesn't know what it's good. You know, sometimes we have some customers that will complain for 6 weeks of cleaning. Everybody deals with it. If you work in customer service, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the first thing I'll say is, okay, well, if it's doing what you say it's doing, because we tested it, we know it works, send it back. And we'll hear every excuse in the book why it can't be sent back. Send it back. I'll throw up a YouTube live. I'll never mention the customer's name. Your name will never, ever be mentioned. But I'll bring it back and we'll do a test and find out. Now, like I said, customer for this one, he was very, very polite, very nice. And called me up. We talked and everything like that. It was his projector having the issue, because we're not having a problem with it over here. So I can clearly see the projector was having the issue. I did advise him and did point him out a projector. He got a bad one, so he took it back, and the guy was real nice, and he got another one, which I got to contact him back because he asked me for advice on another projector, and I got to clarify and look at it and see it. But other than that, it's working quite fine. But like I said, I wish I had more customers like him. He's actually a gem. I do get customers like him, but I like that more like him, because again, customer that reaches out, contacts, and talks to you is an amazing customer. Anybody can agree with that, whether you're selling screen paint or whatever you're selling at the end of the day. Customer that doesn't contact you and wants to file complaints against you, those are the ones we don't want to deal with. But like I said before, make sure when you have a website, make sure that everything you do on your site is legit. Make sure that when you have all your products tested and everything displayed, don't do like the other ones are doing nonsense at the end of the day. Because if anyone buys that product with a range gain attached to it, and they're sitting there talking about, oh, wait a minute, how do I know what gain did I just painted in? And they contact him and say, hey, look, do I have a 0.8 or 8.85 or whatever he had down there? Do I have that? Which one do I have Do you have a demonstration showing me how to paint to get the higher gain? Because they're not going to want the lower gain. It's like you buying a projector and there's a hidden switch on it to switch automatically to 8K, to 4K to 8K. You're not going to be at 4K, you're going to be at 8K. You want it the highest resolution you can get. So you can contact like, where is this switch at? Because I can't find this thing. Same thing. He's going to have massive returns because he has something on there that's not real. And that's automatically going to stand out with the projector. It's a higher gain. Who wouldn't want to paint a higher gain? So the problem he's going to have is they're going to contact him and he has no way to explain this because he made it up. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to go to PayPal and they're going to file a have not, not as described. PayPal's going to go to his website. They're going to see it and they're going to ask him, can you explain what does this mean? He can't explain it. If he can't explain it to me, he can't explain it to them. And guess what's going to happen? He will lose his claim. He can't back it up. Now, someone sits there and says, hey, our products are so dark we can't see them. Well, we have demonstrations at 1,000 projectors and fully lit environments. We have them outside. We have them inside. The product shows it's tested. It's right there, the product itself. And we have the product on site. PayPal will go through that and see all that information. It's right there. And if the person ever wants to take me to court and feel, hey, if you want to take me to court, I got no problem with that. I'll pop up in court. And I'll paint that screen right there in front of everyone, and it will pop. And then I'll turn around and I'll file a lawsuit against you for wasting my time. And I'll win. I'll definitely will win. So I can back my products. But if someone were to call him in the court and say, look, you got to back it, how is he going to back it up? He lost that case. Our product pulls 100% contrast on a gray screen. How would you even back that up? That's virtually impossible. It's not going to happen. You got to be truthful about stuff you put it on your site. That way, in the long run, you don't get caught with your pants down. Nobody wants that crap, right? Right. Nobody wants to be caught with their pants down. Right? Right. So, you know, just a little food for thought. Just a little food for thought. You don't want to get caught with your pants down. So people that are upcoming, even if you don't sell screen paint, anything you sell, make sure you record or test whatever you have. If you got something that's already packaged, do a batch number on it. Record your package, everything, have it, send it to them. It's got time stamp on it. When you did it, when you sent the whole thing, this backs you in court, 100%. This helps you. Don't ever send anything out. When I sold vintage toys, I recorded every single vintage toy that I shipped out, everything. Time stamped it, everything right there. So if I had to pop up in court for something crazy, you'd be surprised, you got your backed up. You're not walking in court nervous thinking you're going to lose this. No, you're going to walk in it with confidence thinking 100% you will win. So if anyone drags me to court, I'm gladly to paint this up. I'll drop it at 1,000 lumens. I'll paint this up in the courtroom right in front of everybody. I did it on site multiple times. What's the courtroom at the end of the day? Just more people in there and basically a judgment. That's it. Same thing. I've been in business for what, like 12 something, 13 years? And not once have I ever got a lawsuit where somebody dragged me into court basically by saying that my product didn't work, because I can back it up. Oh man, I missed the fabric screen. I want one now. This is the problem. This is the reason why I had so many screens in the other house. I would see something like, oh man, I remember when I made this the portrait screens. Oh man, that was an amazing screen. I'm getting a glass portrait screen. I am. I'm getting a glass. I'm getting a lot of glass in that place, my new place. But man, I'm definitely getting glass. The glasses are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. Like I said, all our technology is amazing. I freaking love our stuff, man. I can game off the floor I want. I can game off the ceiling. I love this. Man, I remember when I was coming up, man, I couldn't even afford, when I was young, I couldn't even afford a freaking 20-inch screen. I dreamed about having 27 inches. Mine is when 27 inch was a big screen. Wanted to let you know how far back it goes. 40-inch Super Tube came out, Mitsubishi Super Tube with JBL speakers on the side. Man, I used to go into Strawberry and Clover and I used to look at the big TVs in there. The biggest TV I ever got at that time was 27 inches, and I thought that thing was monstrous. I always wanted like a giant TV. Then they had the rear projection giant TVs that were like 45 inches with the big one in there. The 55, they had the 60. Then they had like a 70. I think 60 is the last one they stopped at. I gotta look into that too. But anyway, yeah, but you couldn't game off of them. Game it too long that you freeze an image into the screen. Then they had plasmas that came out. I remember the first time I saw a flat screen TV. Magnavox had them first. You ever watched the old demonstration where the people live in a really thin house and you see them carrying this TV up and they set it on the wall like a picture? I was like, what the freak is that? And giant Sony Wega TVs that weigh like 40,000 tons. Of course, they had like a nice black sharp curve, not curve, but corners were cut. And so they were rounded off. We were talking about that. A couple of friends were talking about that. How the evolution of TV, and then you had the giant freaking Xena and RCA was now RCA. What's RCA? Xena, Magnavox was one of them. If you had one of these giant floor model TVs, the one where you move and the carpet's still brand new, where that TV was sitting at because nobody moved it because it weighed about 1,000 tons. Yeah, remember that thing? And it would break, and you would set TVs on top of it. Yeah. Everybody remembers that giant TV. It had a little big clicker on it. And if you didn't have the clicker, if you didn't have the digital display, then you had the freaking dialogue that you had to turn with the coat hangers in the back of it. Man, I remember my NEC, I had an NEC, my Nintendo, hooked up to a 13-inch black and white TV with coat hangers on the back of it. Best gaming of my life. The giant RCA. If somebody broke in your house, they weren't taking that. You will guarantee that your TV would have never left at all, period. You could leave your doors open and leave that TV there. Somebody will walk in and go, nope, it ain't worth the back problems, leave it there. They got a better chance of taking your refrigerator than taking that TV. That TV was really heavy. And it was time to move. You just sat there. The last thing you took out of the apartment or the house, you just looked at it like, everybody was looking at it like, oh my God, we got to deal with this. I'm just going to buy a new TV. That's why if you moved into an apartment or house and you got a brand new RC in there, RC was barely used because they weren't taking it with them. It was too heavy. Yeah, those were heavy TVs, really heavy TVs. All tubes, nothing but tubes in the back. Look at you with the zoomies. With the zoomies. Running through the house with the zoomies. All the zoomies. You and your zoomies. Look at me real quick. Oh, who's going here? Running through the house with your zoomies. What are you doing running through your house with your zoomies? What's in the window? What's in the window, Taco? You have to run through the window so fast. You're funny. I'll send him a high grade. A little bit of a high grade to it before I help him out a little bit there. It was fine, but we'll get a little upgrade in there. No problem. Let me see. City something here. Bet you $100 your food is probably jacked up. You're always jacking up your food. Those are all coming around nicely. Quite nicely. Kitty can, no thing. Oh man. God, oh TV. And then pretty soon in 2024, we'll have the glass. We'll have something that can finally match a TV. That is going to be nice. A projection screen. You know how long people have been trying to get a projection screen to actually match a freaking TV? You know how big of that opportunity that is now? That's insane. And we have that technology at 50%, mind you. We're not even at full 100%. Man, that's going to be crazy. I sent that out to a couple of my friends. Like, yeah, pretty soon we're going to have a projector screen that can match a TV. And it's going to be fantastic. If the ultra short throws didn't exist, man, it'd be a bit of a headache because, again, like I said, long throws are fantastic. I love them to death, don't get me wrong. But it doesn't have that TV feel when you're doing long throws. You get it more off an ultra short throw because there's nothing behind you. It's right there, just how a TV would react. So having that glass, which is going to be ultimately compatible with long throw, short throw, doesn't make a difference. But I'm having mine on ultra short throw because I want a kind of a TV feel for it. Now you see why when I tell you that when we watch these demonstrations on the P2, it's supposed to be a TV setting. You're not supposed to be trapped in the dark. I'm a bear. You have food. I love this guy. I'm glad you brought him back. He is good for these commercials. And that is no joke, too, on top of that. So we did less damage, a lot less damage. It's huge fun. That was like something like the scenery from Fallout. But yeah, ultra short throws, yeah, it's designed to be like a TV. That's what they're for. The only problem is the screens that they're being projected on don't give the ultra short throw that power at the end of the day to act like a TV. You're going to be in the dark 24/7 with a TV. Your contrast levels come on. You got to turn out the lights because the screen's going to fade. Color's going to wash out. That's not a TV at the end of the day. TVs don't have those issues. So no, it's nowhere near a TV. That stuff we have for that glass, that technology right there, yeah, that'll make an ultra short throw look literally like a TV. Those things can sit next to TVs at 50%. The guy was blown away. So when I saw the demonstration where the brightness was at 2, we had first when we did the brightness at 0. We did the eco mode 2, and that thing was still generating light from the sides. Put it next to a TV, and we bring it down to brightness 2, and we bring it down to eco mode, and that thing still hits next to a TV with no problem. And mind you, that's at a distance. Now when I did the ultra short throw, again, everything's in eco mode, low settings. Don't have to run everything like that at the end of the day. And you're going to take a P2 or any one of high laser projectors, Samsung, LG, any one of those, and stick it on that technology. My goodness, at 100% peak, yeah, that thing's physically going to be a TV. You won't have any of the problems that you have that plague ultra short throws. No more dark environments. You can come in your apartment or house and turn all your lights on and boom, TV comes on. Yeah, because you got that technology to do it. This is going to give TVs a run for their money. It's going to be cheaper, much more affordable, and we specialize in black technology, so that screen is going to maintain a 100% contrast level. I got people already asking to get on the ground floor for that technology as investors already. Because whoever locks in with us are going to be millionaires. That technology? Oh, heck yeah. And mind you, the ambient light rejection on that stuff absorbs sunlight. So inside of here is nothing. But as you can see, our other technology we have here is nothing to laugh at. It's quite beautiful. I do miss the portables. You know how easy it is to set these portables up. This stand right here we have here is a photo stand. It's used for backdrops, for pictures and stuff like that. That was like $95. If you get the cheaper ones, they're thinner metal, so they're not that good, but this was $95. And then this screen right here, which is not even fully extended, this is 150 inch. This screen is not fully extended because we don't have the room here for the 150 inch expansion. But that's it. Take this, fold this up. You get the little grips here and here, or you can get basically your Velcro or zip ties to the side, and this whole thing becomes portable. You take it anywhere you want. If I'm doing one of these, I would go with the Chrissy LW400. It's a $100 projector, 4,000 lumens, plenty of power. lens shift capabilities, all that good stuff. And on top, it's got a nice little handle on the side so you can carry it. I would just take that. And then you got the stand, it's $95. The surface is about 50 bucks. And then coated with our technology is about 150 inches. So you would need about the 264 kit. That's it. You're done. You got a whole portable setup. You can take it anywhere you want to watch movies. And I would get one of those EcoFlow battery packs. Those things are fantastic. I actually have one of them in here for testing too. I like those things. That's it. Go to park, set everything up, you're good. And of course, you're going to have to sandbag this thing. Because, yeah, it does have some, you don't want the wind knocking it over. But if you have it against a wall, no worries. This is also too nice for restaurants too. Got a nice restaurant, you want to set up a fast screen, got no place, there you go, boom, this is it. All right, I got to shoot a short one for the customer, yeah, all is going well. Got to go, thank you people, and God bless.